Hey, so welcome back to Move Over Martha. Today we're going to be talking about some beauty stuff. I have people all the time, like friends, ask me, how did you do your eyeliner like that? What kind of foundation do you use? So I thought it'd be fun just to do this video so that everybody can watch it, my friends and stuff, and then I wouldn't have to explain it to all different people. We have a wedding coming up amongst friends, and a lot of them were asking me to give them some tips or to show them what to do or how to do it. So this is just general stuff. The theme of this video today is if I was stranded on an island, what would be my must-have beauty products. So I've compiled a little grouping here. So if I look down, that's why, because I'm kind of like trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. So I'm gonna get started. I have to say, in makeup, I'm not very particular about my foundation, but I am particular, like I feel like I need to have skincare items in order for my foundation to work properly. I am a big fan of the Clinique 3-step program. I've been using it probably since I'm like 16 years old, like on and off. Around the time that I had my son 13 years ago, I realized that I really needed the skincare stuff. Before, it used to be like if I had the time to use it or stuff like that. After I had him, my skin was kind of flaky and dry and it burned. So I really realized that I have to have the skincare items. So I just use the 3-step program, the soap, the moisturizer, and the toner. I also use this rinse off foaming cleanser mousse just for an added deep cleaning. I use both the soaps every day though. So I found this little brush at Sephora. It's kind of like the Mia brush. I did have the Mia brush, but it shorted out and like I didn't want to deal with all that. So I just got rid of it and found this brush. This brush is very harsh. So if you have sensitive skin, you probably don't want to use it, but I just use one of the soaps with this side and then I finish off with the other soap on the other side. This side is very forgiving. It's soft and nice. But it was like $15. The weird thing about this brush was that it didn't come with any instructions, which was kind of weird, but that's how I use it. And I use it like once a week and I haven't had any issues. So the next thing is foundation. I'm using this Maybelline Age Rewind Liquid Foundation. I use this, I'll use CoverGirl, I'll use Clinique, MAC, it doesn't matter. But the components I always use is a liquid foundation. Then I use a pressed foundation, either with the sponge. This is like Physicians Formula. I got it like 70% off or something like that. Sometimes I'll even use Rimmel foundation, which I find works really great. So I'm not picky about my foundation, but I am picky that I have all three components. I have a liquid, then I have a pressed powder. I'll either apply this with a sponge or a kabuki brush, and then I always have like a loose powder. I was using a MAC loose powder for a while, and then I ran out, so now I'm just using a CoverGirl. But I mean, I get pretty good coverage. I have a lot of freckles, so I like a lot of coverage, and that's just my opinion. But any three of these components with the great skincare. The moisturizer is really what helps the foundation to go on really nicely and sit nice on your face. So as long as I have those three components with a good moisturizer, I'm good. Next, I want to talk about eyebrows. It's really important that you tweeze your eyebrows or have them waxed. Having a good shape to your eyebrow and having it cleaned out can really make your whole face and frame your face and just make it look more polished. I get waxed. My mom's a hairdresser, so she'll just do it every so often for me. But the other thing is filling in your eyebrows. I like this Anastasia. I have this powder, and then I use the angled brush with the little swirly to kind of shape it. And I like the powder. It's much more forgiving and it's not as harsh as a pencil or that wax with the spoolie, like a mascara type of thing. I just feel like the shadow is a lot softer, more natural looking. A lot of people even will use the cork color from MAC for it, and that works just as well. I just happen to use this Anastasia and I like it. Next is mascara. I really enjoy this Almay Get Up and Grow mascara. It's not too wet. I like the brush. The brush is a nice bristled. It's kind of contoured in the center. It's a nice fluffy brush. If I don't have that, my next favorite would be this Voluminous Carbon Black. Although this is very wet. Like if you could see when I pull it out, it's pulling out like a whole a whole thing on the bottom, and I'll have to scrape it off and use it. As time goes by, it gets a lot drier, but it's very annoying. Like this is a new one, so it's very annoying in the beginning. And I find with the Almay, I get the same results, but it's a lot drier. So that's my go-to mascara. Next is eyeliner. I find with eyeliner, I don't dislike gel liners or pencil liners. I just feel like with age, I've needed something a little softer and not as harsh. I will use a gel liner if I'm going for like a really dramatic kind of look on my eye. But for everyday wear, I use this NYX powder eyeshadow, and it's in the color called Rock. And if you can see, it has a little bit of a glitter to it. That doesn't really show up on the eye though. But I'll use this angled MAC 266 brush, and I'll do like a pointed on the outside and then follow up on the inside. This will stay on me all day, this powdered eyeshadow. And then I just follow it up with, doing my waterline and my tight line, and I'm good to go for the day. I really like the soft shadow look a lot better. Next, I'm going to talk about eyeshadow and this Shadow Insurance. I never put eyeshadow on without wearing this Shadow Insurance primer. I did used to use the Urban Decay one, but I think I had like an allergic reaction. My eye was like really irritated all around and kind of burning and itching. So I switched to this, and this is the greatest thing. The tube is really nice. You get to use the whole amount, unlike that Urban Decay, bottle. And I take this in my travel bag. I have one, and my regular one, and I never put eyeshadow on without this. You just do a little bit and smudge it out, and it dries the same color as your skin. The next thing I would take on the Deserted Island is this NYX stick. I just like this white, because when you're gonna use like a light eyeshadow, like say this Victoria's Secret's this light pink, when I use this and I put it on top of this milk, it seems to show up a little bit better than if I just put a light eyeshadow on without any kind of white base. See how you can see it? It's a little light. If I would have did it regular without it, it would just almost be the color of my skin. So I like this stick to kind of highlight. It's kind of like painting a wall and putting a primer on the wall, and the paint's gonna pop a little bit more. But I only use this if I'm using like a light kind of matte color on my eye. And you can even use this Highbrow by Benefit, and it has like a slight pink tint to it, which is nice if you're using like a light pink shadow. So that's another thing I would take with me to the Deserted Islands. I like glitter eyeliner. A lot of people ask me all the time. I wear glitter eyeliner like on holidays, mostly Christmas, like St. Patrick's Day. The trick to the glitter eyeliner though is to have a black liner underneath. And when you put this on, you're not gonna like swoop it, you're just gonna pat it and lay it down on top of it. And believe it or not, just that little method will really make it pop with the black eyeliner underneath it. You could use gel, you could use pencil, but if you just put just this on with nothing underneath, and I don't even suggest using like a green eyeliner underneath, use a black. The black seems to give it some color to where, because this is very like liquidy and clear where there's not glitter. So if you don't have a base underneath it, it's gonna be very like sporadic on your eye. So that's my go-to. I love glitter eyeliner for some fun, some fancy. I like glitter, so if I was stranded on an island and no one was seeing me, but I knew I had glitter on my eyes, I'd be happy. Next is brushes. I have a lot of brushes, but these are the 3 main brushes in order to do my eyes every day. This is a Lowell Cornell. I found it at Joann's in like the paint section. It's a 270 Maxine mop. It's like $4, $5. I like this brush because I can cover my whole eye pretty much doing my shadow with this one big, if I was doing a sweep all over my eye. Next is this MAC one. The numbers kind of wore off, so I'm not sure what the number was, but it's a fluffy, angled white brush. Sorry that my brushes are dirty. I didn't have time to clean them before the video, but I like this for my outer V and fluffing it out and blending it out. Next is this Face Secrets Shadow Blender. I got this at Sally's, and I like this for my highlight on the top. And last but not least is a MAC 109 face brush. And I like this for like blush or doing my bronzer or highlighting and contouring. So if I only had 4 brushes on the island, I'd still be able to get my makeup done with just these 4. So you don't have to have a ton of brushes or invest a lot of money in brushes. These 4 plus this angled brush is mostly what I use every day to get my makeup done. Okay, so let's talk blush. I don't really have a favorite blush. I'm okay with like even the little cheekers from CoverGirl, stuff like that. Blush is blush to me. I don't have to have anything great. But I do like, if I had to pick something, I would probably pick the Benefit blushes. You can get these at like Sephora or Ulta. My most favorite one is this Dandelion. It's like a peachy pink, and it doesn't really have a lot of color, but on a nice tan skin, it gives you like a good highlight, stuff like that. I have this Dandelion, I have Throb, and then with my Point Perks, I got this Coralisa, which I really like. This is like an orangey color. So if I only could pick, you know, some blush, I'd probably pick this Coralisa. Up next is the jewelry that I was talking about. My favorite piece of jewelry is this Brighton necklace. I got the charms from a girlfriend for her birthday a couple years ago, and then I bought the spacer and the necklace to go with it. But it's like the 2 little children. These are my children with that spacer in between it, and I just love this necklace. It's very comfortable, fitting. It's casual, it could be dressy. I pretty much wear this every day. And I have the bangle. It didn't necessarily come with it, but it's like, looks like it's drawn on there, like the little flower and the star and the sun. And it kind of goes along with the drawing of the little kids. And then the little earrings. I wish the earrings were like a dangle, but this was what they had that matched best, and it matched this bangle. So that's my favorite. If I could only take one item of jewelry, it would probably be this little set. So this seems like it's gonna go into a second part, and I'm gonna stop the video right now, and then I'll come back with part 2. So I hope you're enjoying my Stranded Island makeup video.